Top 40 under 40 women's initiative came just a year after we launched the Business Daily newspaper in March 2007. We were starting a new publication in the country, something that had not been done in this side of the world. We were starting the very first daily business publication. And therefore, we were looking at what we could do differently and what value we could add into that space. So the first year of our existence, in 2007, we thought that apart from just covering news and events, we should bring in additional value, which is recognizing excellence. So in that year, like all other publications do, you know, Forbes publishes the list of the richest women, the Financial Times, the list of the most powerful women. So we said we're also going to do such a thing for the Kenyan market. And if you check, that year we published a list of the most powerful women in Kenya, 2007. Come 2008, then we asked ourselves, when we looked back at the list we had published in 2007, we realized that it was just the common faces, women who were already known. You know, some of them were ministers like Charity Ngilu, some of them were PSs, many of them were CEOs of private or public listed companies. So we asked ourselves whether we were adding any value by just creating or producing a list of women who were already known. And therefore, we came to the conclusion that we could add more value if we turned it into a discovery initiative. Discover new women who are doing great things quietly in whatever segment of the economy. That's how we came up with the title Top 40 Under 40. The goal being to showcase women whose excellence efforts had taken them thus far before they were 40. So our calculation is that because this woman is already here before she's 40, she's headed to great things. And therefore the list's real title is Women to Watch. In other words, we're telling you, this woman has achieved this much at 32 or at 29. Watch out, she's headed to greater things. We have kept on tweaking and refining the list. When we started, the list was purely a corporate world thing. If you look at the list of top 40 of 2008, you will probably find there's so many corporate executives and a few entrepreneurs. As we moved into the subsequent years, we realized that our economy is very diversified and people are excelling in virtually every facet of that economy, doing great things. And therefore we decided that we will expand the list to include whoever is excelling in every sector of the economy. So you will find, then we started including people in the arts, in theater, in sports, entrepreneurs, professionals in fields like law, accounting, and so on. So with that, then we expanded the list a bit, and we have kept on refining as we go on. The number of entries have kept on increasing, virtually because, again, initially it was just us nominating women from the newsroom. We would send mail in the newsroom and ask journalists to nominate the women they thought were excelling in whatever sector of the economy. And then we graduated to a point where we were now involving our readers. So we put out ads and we asked our readers to nominate the women they thought were doing great things, were excelling in whatever sector of the economy. And that didn't end there. Subsequently, we said, actually, you can nominate yourself. If you think you're doing great things, you're a great person, you are headed to greatness, you are a woman to watch, just nominate yourself. Nothing wrong with telling us you're great. That happened, and then we then went into social media, asking people through social media platforms to nominate people. And that captured more and more people participating in nominating. So we have had good numbers in subsequent years. In the editorial of this publication that is coming out this morning is that it wasn't easy, because we have had virtually 2 years of politics, and whose impact has been a general slowdown in economic activity and activity in every facet of our economy. Now, basically, what actually generates good candidates is a dynamic economy where companies are growing, people are progressing, entrepreneurs are able to start businesses and they grow, they employ people, they expand in various parts of the country or even across the borders outside the country. Companies are growing, expanding, people get promoted, the people who are excelling, if they are corporate professionals, if they are professional consultancies like lawyers or investment bankers, when the economy is vibrant, they pounce on big deals, whether they are foreign investors coming into the country looking for partners, mergers and acquisitions. So when the economy is vibrant, you get a lot more entries. People have an opportunity to excel and stand out, and therefore it's easier to pick them out. When the economy has slowed down, as it did in the past year or so, things are a bit slow. And so I can tell you that this year, even the rate at which we got the entries, we had to advertise for about 2 months. And I think because it was in the heat of the election campaigns, it was very slow. To the very tail end, then we got a good number of entries. Still, picking the 40 out of 400 or so of entries is not an easy thing. As we always do, we convened a panel of judges, put them in a hotel for a whole day. They went through the entries one by one and picked out the 40 women we think this year are most outstanding in whatever segment of the economy they are operating from. And I can tell you that we have a very good mix of candidates. We have sportswomen, we have corporate executives, we have women entrepreneurs, we have even women international civil servants working for great organizations like the World Bank, IFC, in very top positions. So we have people who are in medical research, we have doctors, we have aeronautical engineers in this list. And therefore we actually have, despite the challenges that I've talked about, a very competent and strong list of women to watch. A newspaper of the kind that we have must play a broader role other than just informing people what is happening. What we do with these initiatives, and we have another one called Top 100, is to recognize excellence. We cannot sit in a space where we only talk about challenges and what is not going well, what is not good. Sometimes life is about sitting back and celebrating life. So we celebrate people who make an effort to grow our economy, to encourage others, to mentor others, to raise the country's stature in whether it is technology or in whatever field, which is happening every day among us in this country. Next year we will be 10 years of Top 40 under 40. And that being an anniversary, we are looking forward to doing a bigger parade of the women. We will be reflecting. In other words, we will go back and try and find these women we told you 10 years, 8 years, 7 years ago to watch what has happened with them. We will try to get as many of them as possible. We will see if we were right, they have progressed. Probably some have grown vertically, horizontally. Others have stagnated, But it will be a good opportunity for us to look back and just see what has happened to these women over the past 10 years. It's been very interesting that these women we recognize through Top 40 under 40. Many of them have then gone forward and gotten recognition in international forums. If you look at FT's list of the 100 most promising Africans, we had out of that 100, were 5 Kenyan women who were picked from the top 40 list, And so if you look at the Forbes Africa list, you will find so many of our top 40 past laureates in there. So I think we are up to a good thing, and we intend to stay on that space going forward. To congratulate our 2017 Top 40 under 40 women. You are great women, smart women, women who are headed to greatness. And that's why we are saying, and we are telling Kenyans, watch these women out, because their potential is great. Congratulations and thank you.